Craig Hill.
Can you remember how you answered that existential question? When you grow up, what do you want to be? Responses from kids range anywhere from A to Z. I want to be a doctor with a medical degree. I want to be a rock star and record my own CD. I want to work in the legal system as a defense attorney. I want to be a policeman and get donuts for free. I want to be like Mike and win the MVP. I want to be that guy who rides on the back of a garbage truck. Yippee! Later on, when they try for college and take the SAT, commonly heard is, I don't know. I just want to make a lot of money. Were it possible to live life in reverse, like Benjamin Button, realizing the hard work and luck it takes to get that job that you've been smitten. Having experienced, the world often says, not gonna give you nothing. Kids would just say, I want to be employed, just give me a job, any job, so I can keep food in the oven. I just want to survive. There's no need to be a glutton. I have a story to tell about my trials, the job hunt. It contains many lessons which should not be forgotten. So listen closely, like you would, to E.F. Hutton. When I am in the market for a job, recruiters come at me like a mob, asking so many questions that makes me want to sob. I would rather be eating my least favorite food, corn on the cob. There must be an easier way that didn't make my head throb to get hired by a great company like Charles Schwab. For example, I could get a referral from my coworker, Bob, or I could go to a job fair and hobnob. After taking many annoying phone calls, I decided to try a job fair. So I got a copy of my resume and 2 or 3 spare. Went to my closet wondering, what would I wear? I needed some shoes, so I grabbed my best pair. They were made of Italian leather, which is very rare. I put on a suit and did my hair, and then I looked in the mirror and saw it was bare. I had many questions about the jobs I would find there. Like, would they have health benefits, or must I get Obamacare? Because we've already seen that is neither here nor there. I arrived at the fair, a very large room full of ladies and men. I had to get this close to be heard above the din. At first, it was easy. All you had to do was shake hands and grin. But when they asked about my weaknesses, I had no choice but to spin to try and cover up a previous sin. So I held my head high and tried not to take it on the chin. But on that evening, I found myself reaching for the ibuprofen. I was confident I would find a job. The only question was, when? I came across a very special job fair restricted to those whom were new master's degree graduates still in full bloom. It was because of the long lines and noise at your typical fair, I can only presume. Because these resume pre-selected interviews were held in a hotel guest's private room. It was in a posh hotel with a lot of cachet. The interviewer was good looking yet intelligent, like a blonde Tina Fey. At the time, I had a habit of, when asked a question, looking away to gather my thoughts and decide what to say. So we're seated across the table against the far wall. The door was that way. The bed was right here on top of someone's dossier. She would ask a question and see this. She had subtly exposed a hand to put her wedding ring on display so that I could see she'd already tossed the bridal bouquet. She must have thought I was thinking about a roll in the hay. I just froze like that Southwest Airlines commercial. Do you want to get away? I think you've guessed the outcome. It is needless to say, but I did not gain employment nor anything else from her that day. There actually was a time I did take the interviewer to bed, but it mattered not whether they had been wed, because rather than meet in their office, it was done on the telephone instead. I took that whole interview lying in a covers with a mattress and a pillow underneath my head, which unfortunately made me come across sounding like I was dead. Having wasted their time, I left them seeming ready. I was no longer a candidate for that job, regardless of what I had said. One time I actually had to drive 45 minutes, only to have to call and take the interview on the phone. And in the background, I could hear a baby crying with a very annoying tone. How unprofessional is that? I would expect you to be alone. Within 5 minutes, I got up and walked out, ending that interview on my own. Have you ever tried to catch the wind? Sometimes I go to a job interview, a promising interview. It is my job for the taking, just to see it go up in smoke, only to be carried away by the wind. Here is the list of companies I've interviewed with, yet failed to get hired. Vocalocity, OnCue, AutoTrader, NetTracer, AT&T, Verizon Wireless, American Cyber Systems, Rare Media, General Motors, Intelligrated, General Electric, Internet Security Systems, McKesson, Cox Communications, Equifax, CBM, America, ADP, InfoReason, British Solutions, TSYS, Incom, Macy's, CNN, Turner Broadcasting, Sun Microsystems, Intercontinental Hotel Group, Pfizer, Cisco, E-Trade, Georgia Tech Research Institute, IBM. And those are just the local companies. So you might say I have taken the Gone with the Wind tour of Atlanta. I have some lessons to share from my large surplus. If you know somebody who works there, it's a big plus. Just don't throw a previous employer under the bus. When it comes to compensation, try not to discuss. If there's a scheduling conflict, be accommodating. Avoid making a fuss. And never ask the following question. So, what do you guys do here? From these stories, there's a point I want you to see. You must already realize nothing in life is free. Regardless of how good you are as an employee, or whether you have an advanced academic degree, you still must communicate as the interviewee to show what you've done and what you can be. And then you will have no problem charging the highest fee.